Where is your degree? Where did your degree come from, girl? Where did it come from? Don't you understand what we saying? Don't you understand what we saying? And I'm just like, Jennifer, you might have graduated cum laude with a degree in political science, but you sound dumb as fuck right now. Hello everyone, this is Miss Sophia the Diva, and it's been a long time because I wasn't sure if I even was going to keep up with watching Basketball Wives, and I'm kind of watching it on the peripheral at this time. When I last left off, I think I watched episode 1 and 2 or something. Either way, since that time, people have started rumors about Byron Scott's, is it Byron or Brian Scott's woman, Cece Gutierrez, who is a licensed practicing nurse who has her own beauty spa. Evelyn and Jennifer started a rumor about her picking up men at the gym and inviting them to come to her spa for a happy ending. Now, it was said that this was a joke. Cece confronts them about it, and Jen is like, well, it was said in jest, basically. And I didn't think it was funny, but somebody said that they said that it was a joke. But I'm like, at what point did you think that that was even appropriate to make it a joke, which thus led it to be a rumor and gossip that could ruin that woman's reputation and possibly get her license snatched? It wasn't cute. It wasn't funny. I also watched an episode where Cece decided to make amends, and of course Jackie, in her sexual energy, decided to make it about her and got her décolleté massaged, and I was like, Lord, I need that right now. My eczema has completely scarred up my chest, so I'm running around here looking like a 41-year-old chickenpox victim. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, at what point do these ladies grow up? Because some of them are closer to 50 than 40 now. So it's just like, where's the maturity here? Jackie has brought in this chick that plays on the Los Angeles lingerie football team, this Nigerian chick named OG. Sis, do you know what lip liner is? Have you heard of a breast lift? Okay. Yeah, so they had some sort of party. I didn't watch all of this. I'm just kind of giving y'all a little background before I get into the latest episode. But I do know that a fight broke out, a verbal altercation ensued between Evelyn, Tammy, and Jackie. You know, Jackie's still salty about Evelyn giving money to her oldest daughter. Tammy and Evelyn still have some issues going on. I really don't know the conflict because, like I tell you, I really never watched Basketball Wives, but I decided to sit down and watch it this season. I like the fact that Tammy also was trying to counsel Jennifer on being messy, because it's like she's the bone carrier, bone collector, running around here doing the in-between Carly Red, Sheree Whitfield type of mess, and then wants to play an airhead when the time seems appropriate, when you should just be telling the truth. So it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And if y'all notice all this season, every time we look up, Tammy is collecting her purse, a to-go meal or whatever, and leaving before the shit hits, okay? Because she's not about that life anymore. Can we say growth? Growth. And at the pool party, something happened between Kristen and OG. It got out of pocket. Kristen got uncomfortable. She decided to leave. OG was asking her, like, why is she leaving? And she was like, I don't have time for this because I have a husband and baby at home. And she was like, oh, really? Is he really home? Oh, my God, that struck a nerve with Kristen. And I'm like, for her to get as upset about it, my suspicions is that her and her husband are not as perfect as she's trying to portray it to be. Plus, she's trying to pressure her husband to have another baby, and he's not trying to have it. And she tries to get him drunk in order to try to secure the bag with baby number 2. So I don't know what's going on there, but only hit dogs holler, and she got real out of pocket with OG because it's almost like OG knew something about her husband that she didn't know. So what's the tea, sis? So following that pool party, And after having a conversation with her middle daughter, with her second daughter, I think that's the middle child, because Jackie and Doug have a son too. I don't know if, what's her name, Chantel? Shani. So having a conversation with Shani conveys the fact that you were not a loving mother. You didn't hug on us. You were not affectionate. And Jackie is like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. And I was so proud to see that Jackie was in therapy. Now, I've always known about Jackie. I've always caught some of the stuff that she says. She's always trying to convince us that her and Doug are having hot, passionate, good butternut love, okay? And I'm just like, I don't believe it. Quite frankly, I think some other things are going on there, beard for a beard, but that's just speculation. I don't know. Because Jackie seems way more into her female friends than Doug. Needless to say, Jackie goes to a therapist, and we learn that, yes, in fact, something is off and she has suffered childhood trauma and adversity. We learn that her mother did some things that caused the family to have to end up in foster care. And she said that she overheard the foster mother tell somebody else, they asked, well, what if the kids run out of food? Because they had a separate pantry for their food. And she says, I don't care if they run out of food. They can just eat their fingernails. Who wants to hear that? So that can be very traumatic to know that these people that said, oh, sure, we'll take care of the children. But unfortunately, that is not unheard of in foster care. So yes, Jackie has issues. Yes, this explains why she may treat her own child. But I encourage you parents who have these issues to go seek help with these childhood traumas and adversities. It might actually help you. I found therapy to work great for me. So now her and Doug are out having date night and tango, and she's like, oh, this is so sexual. I'm like, the tango is supposed to be fiery and sexual and animalistic and passionate. Oy. Either way, now fast forward, because I'm kind of giving y'all all the backstories of what I know. Y'all can fill me in on the rest, because like I said, so it's just something about Basketball Wives that I try to watch it, but I can't. I'd much rather sit around and watch a whole hour of Shawnee and her family, because I think they're cute and they're funny. I especially thought it was funny when Shawnee was trying to convince her mama to let her put weed in her cakes and pies and cookies and sweet tea. I said, okay, Shawnee, don't give Madea a heart attack, because she not ready for all of that. But what do y'all think about the fact that Jackie's daughter pointed out to her that you weren't affectionate? And how many of you all out there have parents where it's just like, that's just how it was, my parents weren't affectionate? I know it happens a lot of times with fathers, but it seems like with mothers, you should naturally want to love and hug on your children. I know, like, my dad's side of the family, they aren't. It's so weird. Like, when I told my aunt one time, my great aunt, my favorite aunt, that I loved her, she kind of seemed weirded out by it. But I really do love her, and she always gave great hugs and called me Poochie Poo. But, and she still does, because my auntie is still around. But how do y'all feel about having parents that aren't affectionate? So, needless to say, in this episode, we see that Jackie conspires to get Malaysia and OG to become friends. And when she walks in, I'm like, OG, really? Like, what's going on here, honey? What's happening? Yeah, she had on, the pants were cute, top inappropriate. Her breasts are sagging as if she has breastfed. And I was trying to see if OG had any children, and I don't think she does. Oh, God, I'm looking at my lipstick, and I'm like, does it look as bad as OG's? Oh, God. I used a liner, and I'm wearing Max Sin. I don't even know if that, it was hard to keep that one in stock. I love it. It's not red. It's like a burnt red. But either way, Malaysia looking at her like, oh, God, honey, we have work to do. They trying on stuff in this shop, and Jackie's like, oh, my God, OG, you should wear that without a bra because... yeah, you know, like Rihanna. And she was like, but Rihanna's nipples are pierced. My nipples aren't pierced. And then Malaysia's like, no, she shouldn't. And don't wear it with them pants either, honey. Don't do that. I guess Malaysia gonna take her on as a pet project. So, and don't listen to Jackie. And Jackie talking about, oh my God, so here's what we're all going to do. Like, OG, you're going to get your breast pierced. I'm going to get a belly ring. And Malaysia, you can get your clit pierced. I'm just like, oh my God. I said, she trying to get a threesome with all of y'all. If y'all don't know that, don't fall for that. Y'all be down there to the tattoo shop, piercing shop, and shit could go left at any time with Jackie. So either way, Malaysia is just like, honey, we got work to do with her. What is up with that wig? At some point, Tammy, Malaysia, and Jackie are in an acting class that Tammy and Jackie are taking together. That was interesting. It was cute for what it was, although Jackie don't listen and follow instructions very well, because I could have sworn that I heard the instructor say for her particular part, you know, you're going to do the eulogy, you're going to give this eulogy, and then you're going to tell us at the end who you were talking about. And she started talking about her mama eating pork rinds in the damn closet, and she just need one more day with the pork rinds with her mama. I was like, oh Lord. But it did elicit emotion from her. Malaysia, like, I'm not here for the acting. I'm just not. But they decide that they're going to have a wig party to help OG with her wig problem. I said, you also need to have a fashion styling intervention for her and a makeup do-over. Because in the episode, but before that, Tammy said we need to tell people, and Tammy does meet up with OG and let her know that they're having a wig party, but not really per se that it's for her, but you know, just how to maneuver and shake with the girls. And they also have a discussion about how I guess OG just has a boyfriend that plays in the league. And I'm trying to figure out, has he been hitting the head one too many times with basketball? Because I'm like, you just let her go out looking any kind of way. But, you know, culture-wise, I can see that OG probably is one of those. Some of my Nigerian homegirls, there's a confidence that they elicit regardless of how tacky they are, that they don't give a damn and you really can't tell them anything. Okay, that's kind of what it is. So I don't know how this is going to go over. But she was like telling Tammy that she wouldn't move in with her man and start having kids with him unless there was some sort of commitment, because Tammy shares with her that Reggie is trying to put on a surprise engagement party or proposal party for her. And OG is like, how is that really a surprise? But she's like, I know he's doing one, but I don't know what it's going to be, how he's going to pull it off. So I get that. But I was like, why are you telling Tammy that you wouldn't do that? Are you saying that she's wrong for living with Reggie? And I know that at one point Tammy and him had been trying to have children. But one of my friends on Twitter said that the reason why is that Tammy wouldn't stop smoking while they were trying to procreate. Also, with regards to OG's makeup, she meets up at one point with Evelyn in Malaysia. And when she walked in, it was just like, what the fuck? I mean, Evelyn couldn't even put on a poker face. You know, the blank face thing, it was just like, I mean, and it was shocking. She came in with this fitted dress. Her breasts were sagging down to her stomach regions. And her makeup, she looked ashy. She looked like she was ready to be, like she had been embalmed and had gotten a bad makeup job. And I'm not trying to talk about anyone, because Lord knows I'm no expert at makeup. I go down there to Sephora, I tell them what I need and what I would like to look like, and I'm good. Right now, Christian Dior and Cover FX cover my face most of the time. And I want to try Fenty too. I have my color picked out. I just haven't gone and bought anything. Plus, I really ain't had no money to buy no Fenty or NT or anything. I haven't had TT money to buy anything. So either way, I hope they help her with her makeup. A conflict did ensue between them because I guess OG was trying to talk about Jackie or ask what was going on with all this confrontation. And then Malaysia was trying to tell her, don't talk about it, don't bring it up. And then she got all hostile and high side and all this stuff, and they're just, okay, can't talk to her. Also with regards to OG, and this is not being mean, this is just stating facts. One of my friends always says, you can't be ugly and have a nasty attitude at the same time. You got to pick a struggle. And that's just the bottom line. Wig party happens. Lots of conflicts happen, as it always will whenever these ladies get together. For the most part, everyone who was picking out wigs had good taste except for Messy Jen. Jennifer looked like a salamander with a blonde wig on. She's like, oh, this is sexy. I'm going to take this. I was like, girl, no, you not. You look like black street hookers, okay? Don't do it. And I'm glad everybody was honest. See, them some real friends right there, Jennifer. That's what a real friend do. They tell you when you shouldn't be out wandering around wearing some shit. Don't you put that on. As a matter of fact, when I saw her, it made me think of Arthur's little sister. What's her name? CJ or MJ, whatever her name is. You know, Arthur the cartoon. If she had a blonde wig, that's who she would look like. I mean, whew, it was tragic. And I've looked back at some old wig pictures myself, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I bought it. I know, I just don't want to run around here with these cornrows. Just give me a wig to cover my head, damn it. So this wig party was really more so for OG. You could tell there was a little tension, but Malaysia hooked her up and she looked good. This new unit, because somebody said, how is her wig starting back here and her hair? It just didn't make any sense. And I was mad at OG for trying to go in on Malaysia when Malaysia was trying to shut that conversation down when her and Evelyn were all together. And also what was funny is when she was like, oh, look at OG coming in here looking like a sex kid. And Evelyn's like, no, she not. That shit is fucked up. That's what that is. But needless to say, we cannot have a party without conflict. And I also noticed when Malaysia said that OG needed help with the wig, in the wig department or the hair department, I also was trying to figure out what was going on with her lips, because it just looked like part of the lipstick was here and like she didn't finish her. And one of my friends was like, girl, because she don't use liner, she ain't made a lip liner she like yet. And I was like, is that it? But I hope they help her with her makeup and her whole look and this rose gold out get up she had on. I said, is this Vegas nights? What's going on? So CC shows up. Kristen and OG kind of get into it again. There was kind of an apology, but not really. I'm not sure, because by that time I was half paying attention. Y'all fill me in below in the comments. Evelyn was being messy while Malaysia was hooking up, praise God, OG with a new unit. Evelyn gonna ask Kristen what she think. Now, why would you ask that when you know they don't get along? Because Kristen's still in her feelings about the fact that OG kind of hinted that maybe her husband ain't as faithful as she think he is. And maybe they've had problems in the past, and maybe OG knows about it. But either way, only hit dogs hard. By this point, Tammy is like, okay, fight's about to break out. Mayhem is about to be unleashed. Let me go. Gia like, oh my God, you're leaving. And I'm like, yeah, unlike you, Tammy don't want to be part of the shit or the blowback from the shit. Cece was trying to find out what happened at the party. OG was trying to tell her. And some kind of way it went left. There was more conversation had about what really happened with the discussion about Cece's business dealings. And that's when Jen came about her face. And that's why at first I didn't know that this heifer was educated. I'm like, surely she's not educated. But yes, she is. She was like, I don't know why you keep bringing it up. What part of it was just a joke? Do you not understand? Why don't you just let it go? Where did you get your degrees? What are you, dumb? I was like, hell, do you even have a degree? Turns out she does. I did some digging on the internet. She has a political science degree. And she graduated cum laude. I was like, great. So she's kind of a savant. Like, she can absorb knowledge, but not really apply it. I don't know. Maybe Jen does it for show, but she just comes off dumb as hell. And I was really mad, offended by her going in on Cece about her intelligence and trying to tell her that we've broken it down to you in layman's terms. And I'm just like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? At the end of the day, what you did could cost that woman her livelihood. The things that you said, you didn't think about that. Cece tried to hold her own ground, but then Kristen, I don't like Kristen in Malaysia, trying to coach her into being who she's not. Cece ain't like this. And I know Cece like, what the hell did I sign up for all these heifers? Ain't none of these motherfuckers up in here got no damn business. The only people that have really anything going is Tammy and Shawnee. Because Shawnee, before she even married Shaq, was like a TV producer at Fox or something like that. So it's not like she had never not worked or just was out trolling for basketball players. Okay, now she's going into the weed business, with all that money she got in her divorce settlement. Part of it probably was siphoned off from him too. But Kristen was trying to get her to, why don't you say all of that? Because Cece was outside with Kristen talking about, if anyone that I want to go to their businesses. I want to come to their businesses. They don't work like me. They don't get me. And I'm glad Cece was like, I ain't got time for this shit. And honestly, Cece, if I were you, I would just be like, you know what? I'll just show up when y'all's filming scenes for people that aren't disrespectful. And that would be staying away from Jen and Evelyn. Evelyn, of all people, should be a little nicer because she had to make some hard decisions. As you know, her and this former baseball player that she was dealing with were trying to have a baby. Or another baby, I think, because I think the second child that she has is by him, Carl, or whatever his name is. Her daughter was like, I don't know if you would want to have a baby by Carl because it would probably look like you. And just be a reminder. I was like, okay, girl. She has a moment with Jen out on the beach during this episode where she decides that she's going to destroy the embryos and in a symbolic way releases butterflies. Which the butterflies, the monarchs weren't trying to leave initially. I said that might be a sign. Maybe you should hold on to the embryos. Honestly, I don't know what the laws in California are, but I honestly think that if someone uses another individual that she knows semen, they can sign their parental rights away, and the other party can also say that they will not come back and sue them for child support. I would think that would be what would be the wise thing to do. I know that the Sherry Shepherd case was messy because they had hired a surrogate and it was already in process. But I'm thinking to myself, that marriage was probably already on the rails and you probably shouldn't have done it. But people do stuff like that. But I really didn't like that. I thought it was unnecessary. Jen's behavior was very unladylike. It was disrespectful, and she did not have to holler and scream at Cece like that. Like, why are you mad for something you were complicit in doing? Like, take ownership of the shit that you do and move on and get over it. But that's all I've got for basketball-wise thus so far. I think this was episode 5 we were in, and all I gotta say is, can we have more of Shawnee's home court? I love them kids, especially the one, what's his name, Sharif? I think he's the older one who just learned how to drive. I love him. Oh my God, he is such a sweet kid. And he's got like all these gifts and talents. Like he's smart and can play basketball. He reminds me of my friend from college, Mike Ruffin. Like Mike was like, I think Mike is 6'8", and he played basketball at Tulsa. And so I'm just like, that's what he reminds me of. Like Mike had he had almost a 4.0 in chemical engineering, but was a great student athlete. So I see that in Shaq and Shawnee's son. And I just love all the kids. It's awesome. So can we get more of that and less of the basketball-wise? That's all I'm saying. Maybe they should just get 30 minutes. That's all I got for basketball-wise. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you to all of you who have been subscribing. When you do subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell because that way you'll know when the Diva drops videos. I've been consistent with my others, but I'm all caught up now. So thank you guys for joining. And yeah. Step your wig game up, y'all. If you wearing wigs, step it up. Step it up. Anyway, my hairstylist, I have to go see him. We got to do something about this one. This one is 100% human hair. And sometimes I don't know what it's doing. I'm like, what's going on here, honey? Anyway, that's all I've got. But if you have friends who are out there looking a hot-ass mess, say something. Just like TSA asked us, if we see something strange, say something. Okay. Do it in love, though. Do it in love. I've been Miss Sophia, the Diva.